Hello, class 6 students. How are you all? So, why is Preena ma'am come today? Because she is going to be teaching you chapter number 2 from the civics portion of your book, which is overall chapter 13 of your textbook. So, I hope you remember that in the previous class, we studied that first I made you understand that why do we study this subject called civics? Because we all live in a society which has certain rules and regulations. And then certain rules and regulations are formed for the smooth functioning of the society. And the most important part that we studied was the formation of government. Then we studied about what exactly is the format of the government, or how or what are the levels of government that exist in our very own country. Correct? So we studied that there is government at the center, which is called as the union government. Then you have the state government, and then you have the local government, which is divided into two categories. One is the local government at the urban level. Then you have the rural government at, the local government at the rural level. So in the previous class, we studied particularly about the local government at the rural level and how it is further divided into three levels and how it operates, what are its various functions. Correct? So in today's class, we are going to focus on the local government, which is at the urban level. So first of all, I want all of you to open your textbooks to chapter number 13, 1-3, which is on page number 117. Come on. Okay. So let us open the textbook. Page 117, chapter number 13. What is the name of the chapter? The name of the chapter is Local Self-Government in Urban Areas. So in the previous class, I told you that in very simple words, urban areas refer to the cities. Correct? The cities that we live in. So cities is in layman language, and of lately you would have heard the, or probably in last few years, we have heard of the term metro cities. So let's first understand what exactly it means. All right. So all of you are on page number 117. Chapter number 13, local self-government in urban areas, and these are called as municipal bodies. The word metropolis comes from a Greek word meaning mother city of a state. And in today's world, a metropolis means a large city, especially the main city in an area or as made out from surrounding rural areas. Okay, and India has a lot of metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bombay, or Mumbai, or Bangalore. Correct? Pune, all these are metropolitan cities. Now, there's a question that I have for you. Let's see what that question is. So the question is, so we have answered this question. What are urban areas? The cities. Correct? What is the need for civic amenities in these areas? So in our previous class, we studied that in villages, we need a lot of infrastructural plans are there, a lot of economic plans are there, and all these plans or all these the functions of the three levels of government at the local level in rural areas is more or less towards the development of the village, whether it's constructing roads, making schools, providing health facilities, education facilities, providing more employment opportunities. But why in cities? These are cities, they are advanced already. So that the simple logic, so that the advancement continues. In cities, if we say, oh, you know what, we have a lot of schools, we don't need more schools now. Or we have a lot of hospitals, we don't need more hospitals. What would happen few years down the line? Maybe not 2 years down the line, maybe after 10, 20 years, what would happen? The advancement of the city would come to a standstill. It would stop. So to ensure continuous development of these cities as well, it's not like that they are cities, so they are well equipped in all aspects. No, their advancement needs to continue so that they can grow further and become better place for living. Correct? So there is an absolute requirement for the basic civic amenities. So schooling, healthcare, all these, or infrastructure related amenities, all these are very well required in the cities as well. So what if there are only, let's say the locality that you live in, how many of you have a very good lush green park and a secure park in your area? Maybe a few of you have, but maybe a few don't have. They have to go probably a few kilometers to go to a good park where they can probably do jogging or do some form of exercise. So to ensure the continuous advancement of cities, and secondly, to also ensure that all people are provided with these basic facilities, these civic amenities are necessary. And if you remember in the last class, I told you that we study civics to understand what are our duties towards the society and what are our rights, basic rights as citizens. So it is your basic right to have access to these civic amenities, to these basic facilities. So the government needs to provide these civic amenities to you also because it is your right. Like education is your right, health is your right. Okay. So it is for this purpose as well. The need for these amenities arise even in the urban areas, apart from the other reason, that is to ensure continuous development. In some respect, urban people's problems are more complex as well than those who are living in village. So last time we studied that even people who are residing in villages have some or the other problems. Could be any form of problem. Again, related to infrastructure, related to employment opportunities, related to health, related to education. At the urban level or in cities as well, these problems take a more complex shape at times. So to sort out these problems and to govern themselves, the urban people also elect their representatives and form urban local self-government in the shape of municipal corporation. So like you have Panchayati Raj in the villages, here you have municipal corporation, which is in Hindi is called as Nagar Nigam, or a municipal committee, which is known as Nagar Palika or Nagar Panchayat. So that is Gram Panchayat, this is Nagar Panchayat. Okay. The greater a local governing body is, the more are its function and powers. So we studied in the last class that there are functions of the local government at the rural level. Same is the case with the local government at the urban level. They too have some functions and powers. Okay. The municipal of large cities, it is known as the municipalities of large cities is known as municipal corporations. Nagar panchayats are for those urban areas which are developing or have just developed from rural areas. Okay, understood the difference? All right, moving ahead. This much part we are clear with. Let's move ahead. Now we talk about municipal corporations. So cities, how are these municipal corporations formed? So cities which have a population of more than 10 lakh. So let's say Delhi, Mumbai, these cities have a population of more than 10 lakh, have municipal corporations as the local self-governing body. So any city to basically have a municipal corporation as the governing body. What is the criteria? That the population should be more than 10 lakh. Members are elected through voting by the registered adult voters of the city. So who all in India are allowed to vote? All those citizens who are 18 years and above are allowed to vote. The city, it is divided into small constituencies. Now we can draw a comparison. What happened in the case of villages? It was divided into certain wards, correct? Here, the city is divided into small constituencies or areas, which are called as wards, just like that. And each ward has one elected representative called the councillor. And the number of councillors depend upon the population of that city. Here is something that I want all of you to understand, or all of you to do basically. Find out the name of the councillor in your area, in your constituency. Okay. If you get a chance, meet the councillor, try and meet the councillor and understand from him or from her that what are your functions. Ask them, how did you get elected? Okay, and once they will explain you the entire process, it's going to be a great experience. And of course, like the election in the villages, even the elections of the municipal corporations, there is some form of reservation. It is for the backward classes, that is the scheduled tribes, the OBCs, or that is the other backward classes, and scheduled caste. And also because in India, to increase or to probably enhance the status of women, the government of India also provide reservation for women. Okay, because what happens is, sometimes there could be a group of females who might have a few problems. So if there is a woman, a women representative, it becomes all the more easy. Okay, moving ahead. Then you have the structure head. So the mayor, he or she is the head of the corporation. So one who is heading the entire municipal corporation is called as the mayor. He or she is also known as the first citizen and is elected by the members of the municipal corporation. So like we studied that from amongst the bunch, they select a chairman and a vice chairman. So amongst the heads of the or amongst the people of the municipal corporation comes out a mayor, and he or she presides over the meetings of the corporation. A deputy mayor, like a vice chairperson in the case of Gram Panchayat, a deputy mayor is also elected to take care of duties in the absence of mayor. Otherwise, a deputy mayor also has his or her own set of duties. A chief executive officer or municipal commissioner is appointed by the state government. He or she holds the office for 5 years. He or she acts as a link between the state government and the municipal corporation. Okay. Now we come to what are the functions of the municipal corporation. So it has two kinds of functions. First is obligatory, second is discretionary functions. So obligatory, that means the mandate functions, the set of functions which the municipal corporation has to fulfill at any cost. They are the main functions of the municipal corporation, and that is why the word obligatory. Okay. First is public health and sanitation. So basically ensuring that there are sufficient number of health facilities. So there are sufficient number of dispensaries, hospitals, small healthcare, or there are sufficient number of healthcares in the area, and along with that the sanitation, that is the cleanliness of the area of the city. Okay, so the municipal corporation has to see that there is proper drainage, there is no water logging, all these issues that deal with sanitation. It is the obligatory function of the municipal corporation to look into these issues. Electricity and water supply. So the municipal corporation also needs to ensure that proper and sufficient electricity as well as water is provided to the citizens. Imagine that there is no electricity and let's say the inverter is also not working. How would you sit in this scorching heat? Is it possible? No. Okay. Then education and sports related activities. So education is very, very important. Why? Because an educated person is always an asset to the society. So it needs to ensure that there are sufficient number of schools. Then public works, that is infrastructure. So there are proper roads, not just roads, the roads that are not even functioning properly. There are proper roads that or kind of all-weather roads. So the road should not be such that the moment it rains a lot, the condition of the road is deteriorated. It should not be such. So it should be a proper all-weather road. Second, it needs to see activities related to slum development. We understand the slum area, so it needs to ensure that there is proper development even in these areas. Then record of birth and death. Try and do one thing. Ask your parents to show you your birth certificate. So once you see your birth certificate, on the top of the birth certificate, you will see Municipal Corporation of. So let's say you were born in Delhi. So this on the top of the certificate, you would see written Municipal Corporation of Delhi, and at the end you would see the signature of the mayor also there, or of the head of the municipal corporation, and there would be a stamp there would be a seal, or there would be a sticker kind of a thing. Okay, so have a look at your birth certificate, and you will see that who has issued it. It is the municipal corporation. And same, if there's a if someone in the family passes away, it is important to have the certificate of that person as well. And then it has miscellaneous functions, that is a few set of mixed functions, that is fire services, burial grounds, etc. So this is all about the obligatory functions, that is the mandatory functions that the municipal corporation needs to perform. Now we come to the discretionary functions. So it's not like that it is not supposed to provide it or it is not mandatory, but it is not as mandate as the obligatory functions. But yes, the municipal corporation needs to look into these duties as well. So transport facilities, ensuring that there are sufficient number of buses. So if, or because a municipal corporation cannot ensure sufficient number of flights, correct? It will mainly look into the local transport, the autos or the buses. Then cultural activities. Why cultural activities? So municipal corporation needs to ensure that the head of the municipal corporation needs to ensure that there are good number of cultural activities in the area. Why? Because it will help people to understand more about their culture. Then urban forestry, that is again to ensure proper development of the area. Sports and recreation. So for sports and recreation, so I don't know how many of you have observed this. You might have seen that in a lot of parks, small structures that are there in gyms that we generally see are available. So you would see a few structures, which will help you do exercise the way you can do in gym. Who has put those structures in those public parks? It is the municipal corporation. Okay, so you would have seen a lot of people doing exercise in public parks using those structures. It is the municipal corporation which has put those structures there. And then welfare activities like family welfare program, and you might have seen a lot of people coming for polio drops. So all these are the functions of the municipal corporation, basically to ensure the overall development of the city. Now, cities and towns with a population ranging from 20,000 to 5 lakhs have municipalities as the local governing body. It is also known as Nagar Palika or Nagar Parishad. The municipality also works like municipal corporations of big cities where the population is more than 10 lakh. The functions of the municipality are the same as that of municipal corporation. So again, the obligatory and the discretionary functions. Now we come to an important topic, that is, what are our duties as citizens? What are our duties towards the city, town, and nation? Let us have a look at your book. And of course, the source of income for municipal corporations or the municipalities is through funds or taxes, funds which are mainly collected through taxes. So you can see the source of income, the municipal corporation's main source of income are the taxes from the business establishment and the individual vendors. Property tax, we have property tax, house tax, water tax, licensing the fee from vehicles, registration fee, and they have annual financial grants from the state government. And they also can raise loans. Now we come to what are our duties towards the city or the town. So when I talk about our duties towards our city, towards our town or nation, so see, whether it is the municipal corporation or the municipalities, they do provide some facilities to each one of us. So the first function or the first duty that we have is to ensure that the facilities which are provided by the municipal corporation or the municipalities, we do not abuse these facilities. I will use the word abuse because what I find it very sad, when I see people throwing garbage in public parks. So what do? We go to a park with our family, and because it's hot, we feel like eating an ice cream. So we pull out the cover of the ice cream, we relish the ice cream, but the cover of the ice cream we throw on the ground itself. There are always dustbins in those grounds, in those parks. So the first duty is to respect the facilities that are provided by the municipal corporations. Now there's another duty. Problem is, so talking about the second duty, most of us have this habit of cribbing or of only complaining. Oh, the government is not doing this. Oh, the government is not doing that. Oh, the mayor is not doing this. The mayor is not doing that. But how many of us take an effort or make an effort to actually take up the issue with the concerned authorities? So next time you see an ill-maintained road or an ill-maintained park in your area, please speak to an adult in your family and tell them that we need to write a letter to the concerned authorities. So the second duty is that instead of complaining, approach the authorities and tell them what the issue is. The third duty that we have towards our city, towards our town, and towards our nation is to stop those people who are probably destroying the facilities which are provided by the government. So if you see people in the parks destroying, let's say there's a bench to sit on, it's a beautiful bench, and you see people trying to break it or maybe scratch it, or they're trying to write something on those benches. They're trying to basically destroy the beauty of that park. You need to stop those people, but in a very polite manner. There is no need to get into a heated argument or to get into any sort of fight. Okay, so these are by and large the three main duties that you need to perform as the citizen of the country, and then or the resident of a particular city or a town. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood the kind of structure that is there at the rural level, local government at the rural level, and at the urban level. So like ma'am always say, read the chapter again, watch the video, and then answer the questions on your own. Till then, bye-bye. I will see you all in the next class. Bye-bye.